Hello everyone, my name is Anastasia Douglas, reporting here from the Current Sauce, Northwestern State University's newspaper. Our heroes are not the ones that we see in the cinema. They're the ones that put their lives on the line for us. And actually, they could be sitting directly across from you, which is who I am here with now, L.J. Melder, one of the last remaining World War II veterans here in Natchez, Louisiana, and also Louisiana itself. So thank you, Mr. Melder, for joining and talking with me today. I appreciate it to the highest.
Thank you.
So what prompted you to join the Navy?
Well, the war actually had just ended in, as you know, in 1945. Mm-hmm. I was in school at Northwestern and had gone out for football. I'd never taken a snip, but I had to figure some kind of way to get somebody to pay the bill. Well, that didn't last long. Coach Turpey was the coach, mm-hmm. and he came to me and he says, you know, I can't give you a scholarship, an athletic scholarship, but I have your job at the dairy, milking cows. In those days, Northwestern had their own dairy, and I was a country boy, and milking cow was no problem. In fact, we had a lot of country people. I would bring a big bucket of milk home to the dawn, and they'd gather around, and I don't know what y'all drink now, but they drink milk. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I got notice that I was being drafted, and I'd seen so much the Army in this area, some of the Reds and the Blues, and all of the maneuvers that they had. The country was just full of soldiers, so I joined the Navy and went to the Pacific and served to boot camp, and there was assigned to the ship, the USS Major, mm-hmm. a destroyer escort. And what they were made for was to things moved in big convoys on the ocean, and they surrounded this convoy with destroyers and destroyers escorts to protect for submarines.
Okay. Well,
as it happened, Japan had lost the biggest portion of their submarines at the Battle of Midway. So the Japanese high command pulled them back to Japan to protect that country for their felt like would be an invasion, a land invasion. Well, we know that didn't happen. They had developed the atom bomb then, and they dropped the first one on Hiroshima, mm-hmm. and killed so many innocent people. I'm sorry. And they had a lot of ships as far as you could see. We were one convoy that got into, they called it a typhoon in the Pacific. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have radar at the degree you have now. They were just experimenting with radar and sonar for depth. And they just headed north to ride out the storm, and it was a scary time because the ships would be going right in front of you. We had lookouts all over. I was a lookout right up on top of the bridge there. And we didn't run over anybody. Nobody ran over us, you know, and got back together. So that was that story.
Were you scared when you got drafted, and also when you joined the Navy with all those different experiences that you got to endure?
You know, at 18, we're not afraid of anything. And I was anxious to go. And I was afraid the war was going to end before I could get in, and it actually did by a few months. But there were a lot of things to do, try to find. There were still some holdouts. Mm-hmm. You know, the Japanese went to the hills like in the Philippines and did trying to work. It didn't last long. We have to thank the courage that President Truman had when we finally agreed to drop the atom bomb. Now, if you can imagine that, what he had to go through, knowing full well the thousands of people, innocent people that would be killed. And it ended the war there pretty quickly after that. Set battery up to Korea, and maybe it was because I was going in, the Japanese threw up their hands and quit.
They were afraid of you. You were coming at the big guns for sure. That's right. So tell me, how is Natchitoches different from when you were drafted off than it was now? Where were some big changes that came during that time period?
Well, not. You know, it certainly wasn't television. Dates, we would, there was a car on campus at that time. His dad had a dealership in Shreveport. But we walked to town, we walked to the theater to see a movie, and your date, you'd hold hands and walk back home, and if you were lucky, with a moment you could get a kiss or something, you know, and that's about it.
I mean, was the price of things very different, of course?
Oh, it really was. It was cheap times. Hamburger, 15 cents.
Really?
Coca-Cola, a nickel, 5 cents. Price of a movie ticket, like 15 cents. And if you had a date, you could probably get 2 for 25 cents.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was fun. It really was. You know, just walking back to the campus and enjoying talking about college days, just like you do now, I'm sure.
How was accounting? I know you told me that you were a business major, and Sarah and I, and you told me that you did accounting. How was accounting in that day?
Well, of course, it was, you had spreadsheets and
Yes.
balance sheets, and P&R statements just like you do now. It's a little different, but I had some great teachers. One of the things that's amazing how close you were to your professors. I was married at the time, and I took my to do my, what did they call it? Oh, anyhow, you had to do a practice set. And I took it home with me. My wife and I caught the bus and went down to her home, McElroy, Louisiana, more south of Alexandria. And I did my practice set. And then you went out and caught the bus to come home. And after a few miles, it struck me, my God, I've left my practice set on the table in her home. And what am I going to do? So, of course, I was a veteran then, and I went in to talk to my professor, and I told him the story, and he says, did you finish it? I said, oh, of course I did. Bring it to me the next time you go home. I got an A in that course. I did bring it to him back the next semester. And he said, what is it? I said, that's my practice set. Did you do it all? Yeah. You got it. That's okay. You made an A.
Have you learned how to type all of the balance sheets and everything into a computer?
I have run a lot, but it's not enough. And my wife refuses to touch it.
Really?
So, but we have computers. I like to get on the thing and see what's happening in the world.
Yes. Have you done a spreadsheet in there?
I was working on a spreadsheet just yesterday for a company that our family owns, and I was going to get ready for a report to the stockholders.
Okay. I like that. So tell me, what was the best thing about living in Natchitoches during your time?
Living in Natchitoches was fun for us. We were deeply in love, starting our family. The job at the cottonseed oil mill was open, and that's where I went to work. I had to work very hard there because the person who had me left without any warning and just dropped whole tons of work for me to do. So I spent a lot of time at night. At that time, the mill had it was a district office, and the district manager had an office there, and he would work with me. He would be doing his work at night. But when he talked to me, he said, "Don't stay too long. Go home. You're good. We'll finish this later."
Right.
So it was around the closest there.
So your family actually, I see here, has some military and Navy origin here as well, because this, I'm assuming, is like all of your family, your brothers, your like everybody, and this actually is you right here.
Well, that's the little sailor boy.
So, Sarah, but can you tell me who all these people are to you?
Well, the two up top there are twins.
Okay.
And they were the oldest ones. It was fixed where it was in Trinity, a Northwestern grad, and then Ed at Northwestern grad, then drops down to me. Joe did not go to Northwestern. I don't think he went to college. And when Harold, the most decorated soldier in Vietnam, the most decorated in Louisiana, I have been told. He had a lot of fighting to do.
Really?
I mean, tough duty. That's about it.
Well, I like to see that all of your people are in here with you as well. I think y'all just look, as it says, a band of brothers. Who came up with that name?
Well, I could have stole that name.
You stole it.
We have our own band of brothers, truly.
So, Mr. Melder, what advice would you give to our generation about just how to live their life, how to succeed, how to just make the most of their life?
It wouldn't be any difference in my time or your time or back to Vietnam. Most people went to Northwestern or Louisiana Louisville. Always study hard. You're really going to wish you had when you get out and go to work. And your supervisor pictures his file on your desk and tell you, there it is, and you got to be prepared. I don't know what they teach then, but we had courses in business law. Do they still have that?
Yes, they do.
Did you know our professor was, they helped me with it on like, he was a basketball coach, Coach Prather. taught business law. He had a degree, a law degree.
Okay.
Tough. If you tried hard to make it at least a C.
You tried hard to make a C, so you weren't even striving for an A.
Oh, well, no, really, nothing. He had given out to 4 or 5 his whole career. But him, that was the way he told. You had to be a special person to get the high grades. I was glad to get a C. I was hoping to get a B, even a B minus, but I didn't make it.
Did he make it hard for you guys?
No. But anyhow, I was prepared for the job when I went to work. I went to work at the cotton seed oil mill, but most of the people here now call it a cotton gin. It's not a cotton gin. That crushes cotton seed and all this oil-bearing seeds. Soybean, for instance, and so I spent a long time there and retired.
Are you proud of what Northwestern has become since you went to the school there?
Oh, I'm so proud of it. We have done what we could to promote Northwestern, particularly in areas of where we have people in family, other families, to really consider Northwestern. You'll get a good education and you'll love the campus life and the old town. And I think it's doing pretty good.
I think so too. Have you been to any sports games recently?
No.
No.
Not recently. We were up there just a couple of weeks ago for a high school game. My grandsons were playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to tell you, thank you so much for your service and for putting your life online so that people can sleep peacefully in their homes and not have to worry about anything else, but just dreaming about whatever they want to dream about. People like you are what make our country and our nation so special. So thank you so much for everything that you have done. I hope you are enjoying retirement peacefully during your spreadsheets and anything else that you want to do because you deserve it. So thank you, Mr. Melder, so much for just dedicating your life to our nation.
Well, thank you. I'm very happy that you came and did this. Put out some information for those that's currently out there. I'm just telling them to study hard. You're going to use your head.
Yes, study hard, get a good education, and make something out of their lives, correct?
Yes, exactly right.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining with me and talking with me and inviting me into your lovely, lovely home.
Thank you.
This is Anastasia Douglas reporting for The Current Sauce. Our nation's heroes are, again, not the ones you see in the movies. They're the ones who have put their lives on the line for us so that we can sleep peacefully in our homes and dream those lovely dreams every single night. Thank you and God bless you.